Hello everyone, my name is Rachel, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I got this New Year's Eve glam look using techniques inspired by JLo's makeup artist, Scott Barnes. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you're notified of my future posts and you can come hang out with me again. Alright, we have got a lot of glamming to do, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start by prepping the skin. I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I'm going to wet my face first before I put this on. As I said in the intro, I'm going to be using the Scott Barnes method for skin. So that means we're starting with cream contour. I'm going to use a cream contour from Mascara Beauty, and I'm going to use the shade Henna, which is this one in the center here. I just have it in my Z palette. And I'm going to be using a brush from Real Techniques to apply it. It's an Expert Edge Large. It's kind of a different type of brush. It comes to a point, so you can see that here. It's almost like the little contour fan that I use. You end up getting the same result, but this one was clean and my contour fan isn't. So I'm gonna dip into the cream contour here and then start with my forehead. Just rounding out my hairline a little bit. And now I'm going to go to the cheekbones. This contour from Mascara Beauty is really pigmented, so I have to kind of blend it out a little further. I'm going to warm this up a little bit with the shade Stone in that Mascara Beauty contour. Okay, now I'm going to contour underneath the jawline. And I think I like these two shades mixed better, so I'm just mixing Stone and Henna. And I go back behind my ear and then down this way underneath and then blend it down the neck. We want the neck to be a little bit darker than the face so the face stands out a bit from it. Okay, now I'm gonna do nose just a little bit. Just down the sides of my nose and then the tip. All right, now to contour around my lips, I'm using a Real Techniques brush that looks like this. This is a full lip brush. It's actually a lipstick brush. I'm gonna dip into Henna and Stone one more time and just go around the outside of my lips and kind of give myself a chocolate mustache. This helps give you a little shadow around the lips and make them appear fuller. Like you just got some fresh filler. And we're gonna blend this out with foundation, so don't worry about it being perfect. It'll end up fine. Next is foundation. I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear foundation in the shade 425. This is a medium coverage foundation and it works best for this type of approach because it is a little bit sheer and you'll still be able to see the contour through. Whoops. Dropped a bunch of stuff. You'll still be able to see the contour through the foundation. I always work off of a glass palette, so I've got a few pumps of foundation right here to work with. And I'm gonna be using a stipple brush from e.l.f. I actually got this at Dollar Tree, and you can see it in my Dollar Tree video, which I will link. And hopefully this will be a good one for kind of swirling on top of the contour without disrupting things too much. This is definitely a full glam look, but I'm not using full coverage because that would cancel out any of the contour that I've laid down underneath. And I don't want to do that. I just want to lightly layer the foundation over the top, and that's why a brush like this is great. You don't have to use a lot of pressure, you're just swirling over the top and blending. Get the ears, lightly dab over the nose. I'm barely using any foundation, so even though this is gonna be full glam, it's not gonna come out looking really heavy or cakey. Blending the foundation down the neck, making sure that line underneath your chin is really blended, and back on the neck. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how this looks so far. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer underneath my eyes, and this is the shade Light Peach. I had just started using this week, and I think it's a decent dupe for Shape Tape. I wouldn't say it's, you know, 100% the same, but pretty good. Maybe just a little bit thinner, and the coverage isn't as intense. Going underneath the eyes here. And then, you know what? Since we're doing some full glam, let's go ahead and do jawline down here, chin, and just a little bit between the eyes and down the bridge of the nose. One thing I have noticed about this concealer is that it dries really quickly, so you have to work fast, like quick, fast, and in a hurry. We're just trying to make that jaw stand out a little bit more with this line here and cut that contour a little bit. And I'm using a Real Technique sponge to blend. These are my favorite. They have kind of a flat side here and then the pointed. Okay, so we're gonna move on to setting, and I'm gonna set with some Ben Nye pressed powder. This is the Media Pro Powder, and I have it in a Z palette here. I'm gonna take one of these Bella shades, this one right here, and I'm gonna use a Real Technique setting brush to kind of pick some of this up and then go underneath the eye. What I'm gonna do is a light layer of setting with my Ben Nye powders, and then I'm gonna go in and bake with my Maybelline Fit Me powder so I get that really bright under eye. I'm going to use a big fluffy powder brush from Real Techniques to pick up this shade here to set the rest of my face. I'm gonna mix in some of the darker shades down here at the bottom to set my neck too. Okay, now I'm gonna take kind of a big fluffy, this is a, let's see, it's the Rebel Edge broad brush. This is kind of a strange brush. It's almost like a half fan, but it's pretty thick. I'm gonna take some of these darker Ben Nye shades and kind of contour with these over the top of where I put that cream contour. So I'm gonna go in really lightly. I'm just gonna pick up a small amount and kind of dust them off the brush a little bit into my hand, and then go in over the top of these to intensify the contour a bit. And these are pretty pigmented. Ooh, this side is dark. That's okay. We do kind of want this a little dramatic since it's a New Year's Eve, like full glam. Speaking of New Year's Eve, what kind of plans do you guys have? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to be sitting my butt at home. I'm doing makeup for a few girls for a party, and then I'm coming back and doing nothing, which I'm so excited about. Get the forehead a bit, toast the edges. Now I'm gonna take a similar brush to that first Rebel Edge brush. This is a smaller version of that, and I'm gonna dip into this shade here and just kind of intensify in a very concentrated way where I want a deeper shadow, like right here, and then also in the very corners of my forehead and underneath my chin as well. Okay, now I'm gonna go down the sides of my nose just a little bit. Okay, now that I've got all of that laid down, I'm gonna do some bake with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Fair. I'm gonna pour some of this out onto my palette and pick it up with my beauty sponge. And I like to use the flat end for this. And I'm just sharpening up that contour there, cleaning it up a bit. I'm baking to brighten the areas where I lay it down, but I also want to bake under the eyes so that there's a layer of powder there. And when I'm doing my eyeshadow, if there's any fallout, I can just sweep it away. That's a really good trick for making sure your makeup isn't ruined if you're doing kind of intense eyeshadow. You can do that, or you can do the eyeshadow before you do your foundation. Now we're moving on to eyes. I'm using the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. First, I'm going to be dipping into this creamy matte shade here. This is kind of just a skin tone color. This is just a good base, and I'm using just a fluffy brush to apply this all over the lid. Now I'm going to take kind of a long tapered brush and pick up some of the matte shade Soothe, which is a really good transition color. It's kind of like a camel brown. Pick some of that up, and I'm just going in the crease really lightly, building. This is going to be a base for a darker brown shade that I'm going to use to define the outer V. I'm going to blend up into my eyebrow a little bit. Okay guys, you have to tell me, are you the type of person who makes New Year's resolutions? I typically don't make resolutions. I don't really believe in that. I do always set goals for the year and, you know, reflect on this year and then also think about what I want to accomplish in the coming year. But resolutions to me seem so temporary, you know, so I don't like to call them that. I like to think about it as if you're going to make a change, make that change and make it permanent. You know, it shouldn't just be a January thing. But let me know in the comments what you guys have planned for 2020. I think it's going to be a pretty big year for a lot of people that I know. So many exciting things happening. And a lot of it started this year and it's just carrying over. I feel like there's just a lot of energy and kind of a shift in a lot of the people that are in my life, and it's been really exciting to see. With me too, I feel like I've changed a lot just in the last few months. Pretty happy with that. Now we are going to start deepening the crease in the outer V. I'm going to keep the darker color here and here. I'm going to go into this chocolate shade. It's the matte in the Ritual row, and I'm using kind of a fluffy but angled brush so I can control things a little bit better. Picking color up and tapping this brush off. I'm not going to worry too much about it being super blended at first. I'm going to kind of get the color down and then blend from there. So I kind of almost like stamped the color where I want it to be, and now I'm turning the brush sideways and blending. I'm going to take that tapered brush and pick up a little bit of Soothe, that first shade, and go over the top. Kind of flick it outward this way. Okay, same thing on the other eye. Next shade I'm going to lay down is the Sequin shade from the Aura row. It's that creamy color that's got kind of, I don't know, like pink glitter in it. I'm going to just do this all over the lid where I haven't applied anything else yet. I'm gonna go back in with that tapered brush and kind of blend around this. Okay, now I'm gonna take the metallic shade in that Aura row and go in the inner corner. Okay, now for the fun part. I'm gonna take some eyeshadow primer from Wet n Wild. This is the Photo Focus eyeshadow primer and a flat synthetic brush. And I'm gonna take just a little bit of this and lay it down in the center of my lid and put some glitter down. I'm kind of using it as a glitter glue. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop this in the very center of my lid here. And then I'm gonna take my finger and pick up some of this glitter from the Aura row. Pop that right here. Ooh, so fun. Okay, other eye. And guys, when you're working with a glitter like this, it is in a gel base, but it still needs a glitter glue because otherwise it's just gonna go flying everywhere. So use a glitter glue or a primer that's really sticky. I'm gonna try to keep this contained, but kind of has a mind of its own. That is so pretty though. Look at that. Okay, now that we've got that down, I'm gonna go ahead and dust off my bake. And when I'm dusting off bake under my eye, I just kind of go out and up like this. I don't want to press it in. I kind of just want to sweep it off. Okay, I'm going to work on the lower lash line now. I'm going to take the matte shade from Soothe again. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this sequin shade and Soothe. I'm just picking it up on a brush like this. I'm going to start smoking out the lower lash line. And meeting up that corner there too. Okay, I've got that first shade laid down on the lower lash line. Now I'm gonna go back in with a teeny brush like this and dip into Ritual, that chocolate shade, and get a little bit tighter to the lash line. I'm gonna get some more Soothe and blend this out. It looks a little heavy, especially on this side. This glitter really cannot be good for contact lens wearers, such as myself, but whatever. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Okay, inner corner, I'm gonna take the metallic shade from the Aura row. Okay, now we're gonna do some eyeliner. I'm gonna line the lower waterline with a Nude pencil. Wait, this is a lip liner. I'm gonna use this Nude Wonder pencil from NYX. It's like sharpened down to nothing. This is in the shade Medium. I'm just going to, like I said, line the waterline with this. It just kind of brightens things up and makes your eye look a little more open. And then on the top lash line, I'm gonna be using a felt tip liner from e.l.f. I'm not gonna do a wing liner. I'm just gonna go in tight and line the top lash line. Perfect. By the way, if you're looking for a really good felt liner, I love this one from e.l.f. All right, brows are next. I'm using my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. Okay, brows are on. I'm gonna finish up the face now. I'm gonna go in with some Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Dim Light. I just kind of hit the high points of my face. Just kind of helps the makeup look more like skin, in my opinion. Okay, now we need some blush. I'm using a blush palette from Makeup Revolution. This is the blush palette Goddess. I'm using these two shades right here. I'm gonna mix this kind of bubblegum pink and this rose shade. I'm still on my cool pink blush kick, which I have been for months. And I'm using a blush brush from Real Techniques. This is part of the Brush Crush collection. Okay, perfect. We need some lips. So I'm gonna start with lip liner. This is the NYX Slim Lip Pencil in the shade Nude Truffle. I'm gonna outline. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with some Maybelline lipstick. This is the shade Nude Lust, one of my favorite nudes. Okay, I'm gonna top this with some ColourPop gloss. This is the Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Irreplaceable. And I'm gonna take this to the very border of my lip. Okay, we have two more things and then we're gonna set. I'm going to add some lashes, and I think I'm going to use some Ardell Wispies. These are 113s. These things are huge, so I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not, but let me just take a look. Yeah, these are massive. Oh my goodness. I look like the lady on the boat. It's gonna fly away. I seriously look like Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. Okay, we're gonna go with that. I'm just gonna slap on some Essence mascara. This is the Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. This is my favorite. And if you can hear my dog down here panting, that's because I let her out against my better judgment. Charlie! This mascara is so good. Like, I just whipped that on and it's like more than you would get for most mascaras after building it up after a while. Okay, we're gonna have to put Charlie up. She's wearing me out. All right, I'm gonna do some mascara on the bottom too, but I'm gonna use a brown mascara for that. I'm gonna use the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume in brown. Now on to lashes. I'm using the Duo Quickset Strip Lash Adhesive, and this is the darker toned adhesive. This is my favorite lash glue. It's latex free, so anybody can use it, and it's really good. You don't have to sit there waiting for the glue to dry to put on lashes. It's just set almost immediately, which I really like. I'd say a little prayer that this lash goes on easily. I am like full on Instagram baddie right now. Holy crap. I kind of freaking love it though. Because it's something that I would never normally do. I did get lash glue everywhere, but we're gonna wait to clean that up. Okay, Charlie. Come on. Who am I right now? Rachel can't come to the phone because she's dead. Now I'm going to set the face, and I'm going to be using two different setting sprays. I'm using the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray, and then I'm also going to be setting with some Nye Final Seal Setting Spray. That is intense as can be. It's super matte. So I have it mixed in a bottle here with some water, so it's not so insane. Okay, and now the Nye. Okay, that came in like a wrecking ball. Okay, now that I'm all set, I'm gonna go take my hair down and then I'll be back to finish this thing up. All right, guys, that's a wrap on my Scott Barnes inspired New Year's Eve glam. I hope you enjoyed watching and hanging out with me. If you did, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified of future posts. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve. Have fun, be careful, and I hope your 2020 is even better than 2019. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.